Hello and welcome back to UKGT Season 1, Week 1, Day 3. A bit of a mouthful, but what is going to be also a bit of an excitement added into that is going to be SKUM Gaming versus enemies in Disbelief. Snots, walk us through it.
Yep, both of these teams have already played in the first week of UKGT. Enemies in Disbelief and SKUM Gaming both playing on the first man. That's just quite a nice... that's a good distraction, that is. That's actually quite smart. I wonder if that was intended, but using the pro team sprays as a distraction. But yeah, both these teams playing on the first night. SKUM Gaming going 1-1 versus CEX. A convincing first one for them, and then a very close second loss, 16-14. And then Enemies of Disbelief going 1-1 as well versus who was that? Impulse. That was 16-4. They won the first one, and then they lost 16-6. So maybe some inconsistencies there on Enemies of Disbelief part, but SKUM Gaming so far surpassing my expectations personally, even going 1-1 versus CX.
For sure, seemingly stepping up, and a lot of people, certainly are rallying behind it with some hope. Of course, you've got the likes of Zeo, Dream, Ryan and Darcy. There's a lot of, I always kind of find myself saying this with UK teams, such as this, which is raw talent, right? It seems to be something that we have a lot of in the UK. We have a lot of raw talent, but the complexity builds into actually meshing that into a functioning team. So the question I want to pitch to you as someone who, I've never cast this SKUM game before, I've cast them as individuals, but not as a lineup. Do you think they have what it takes to be this, this strong lineup to bring something to the UK?
Is this Enemies in Disbelief? Enemies in Disbelief.
This is SKUM Gaming.
Well, from what I saw last time, they played methodical CS, they play slow and steady CS, which usually catches a lot of the UK teams off guard. When you join a server in a qualifier and you see you're playing versus people, no-namers essentially. You're going to play very aggressive, you're going to play very loose, like you don't care, you think you've already won. And that caught a lot of teams off guard, actually, SKUM, how good they were. Enemies of Disbelief, I've played with all these players before. I'm playing with some of these players in ESCA main, like Zeo and so forth. So, these guys, they have what it takes. Could be a close game. It's more of a skill versus structure.
Interesting points, and certainly curious to see how that is going to go. At least it is going to be this pissed around. Now, Logsy 4 HP, so exceptionally low start for him. Of course, the CT side will look to try and hold off a lot of drop zone platform as well, but their platform hold isn't actually too apparent. It's much more passive setup from Enemies in Disbelief now. Well, actually, from SKUM Gaming, the names seem to be a bit of
that's smart.
All over the place. Duck going to drop on down. It'll be a bit of a 1-for-1 backwards and forwards affair. Duck going to find one on towards Dancy's very nice gush right onto that headshot, leading him to a pretty plentiful position now for the T side. Got the bomb on the back of Duck. Tapping his teammate that certainly wasn't really needed, but nonetheless, they should be able to salvage Logsy on this site, and from there, can't really see Ryan being able to achieve too much.
Yeah, Ryan in the 1 versus 3, no kit as well. Rotating in from mid, we get 1 kill, but as soon as the players on the T side notice to hide, the round's pretty much over and done with. Especially now the off angle here from NK. Ryan's going to check it. Nice one headshot first to start it off. But, these players darting around, just wasting time and actually wasting their lives as Hawkins still repeaks. And if Ryan finds the kill fast, he can maybe take this. What?
And he's going to push on through, he's going to be confident, he's going to stick at it no matter what the circumstance in front of him may be, and that persistence is going to lead him to a pissed around win, Snods.
Did they think he had no time? What was... I couldn't even tell you what that was. That wasn't Counter-Strike. That was just a mess. A 1 versus 3. No kit on the final play. You should be expecting that, especially because of how long that rotate's been. Yeah? You know exactly where he is. And you face the player that pushed out of Whorehouse by himself died. The player holding the off angle, fair enough, that's not his fault. But enough of that. Here comes the B push.
Here it comes indeed. Ryan already looking to pin this one down, trying to bolster up those stats, already finding himself at 1 versus 3. Now he wants it even more. Grabs the flag of his team, plants it onto his platform, and from there says, "You shall not pass." But unfortunately, he's going to be crushed by a quick blow from a Tech 9. SKUM is quick to respond, though, as Duck going to find one on towards Dancy's in return, so a trading affair that does work out for this T side as the rifle of Duck yet again, just another on towards Logsy. The shotgun's in a bit of a struggling position at this point. So close. Not quite close enough now. Stuck going to get caught from behind. Should be able to pick this one off, though. And then from there, well, I think the hopes are looking just a little bit tough now. What was the Solitude over? Even though they do line up.
They line up indeed. As they do take the big bumps up there with speed. Aggression, catching the first player off guard there. That gives an entry towards B and exposes the B bomb site as a weakness. The reinforce buy comes in from the CT side as well. The scout there, Dancy, is probably the best scout player I've seen in terms of who I've played with. He is insane with that gun. Very good at getting the headshots. Very fast with the flicks. It's a shame he doesn't quite, bring it across to his orb. Maybe because when he plays with the scout, he feels quite loose. He's able just to re-peek a lot faster. I'm not too sure, but very, very strong with the scout in his hand. And he's actually going up mid as well. That's going to be a great spot for the scout, but I believe he's towards B, unfortunately.
Hawkins going to start things strong. Fires us off that opening shot on towards Luxy, and from there, it's all about SKUM Gaming now biding their time. They've got this advantage, and we talked about this quite a lot in the previous Best of 2 about how once you've got that advantage, there's no point in throwing that away. You just want to play together as a team, get yourself set up to then push on towards the site and kind of play with that advantage right into your hands. And don't let the opposition really kind of reverse that. So hopefully we can see that kind of have some level of merit to it for this T side as they group up in one hell of a ball of clusterness over towards this B site. But it is them kind of really running down that clock for now. So curious to see kind of what the purpose behind that is going to be as Ryan CZ in hand. A green one at that there to try and just hold off that angle. Dancy's with the scout will try and find a couple of tags here and there, but it's the frags that are by far going to be more important here as he tries to find something through the smoke. Not really going to be able to do too much, and eventually it is Muffin. Quick. I'll really nail this one down even further at this point. As enemies in Disbelief don't appear to be able to pick up even a single frag. Even though Hawkins and Muffin are on just 17 and 13 HP respectively.
2 tags there from the scout from Dancy's. Unfortunately, though, Muffin and Hawkins still alive. Will keep their rifles, even though they're not the most optimal ones, a FAMAS and a Galil. At the least, 2-1. Enemies in Disbelief, they lose versus the Force by SKUM Gaming. They managed to take advantage of the lack of firepower and utility on the CT side and take this one as well.
Angle going to be held, damage to be done. NK deciding, you know what, Hawkins, I think you don't need to live anymore, mate. I think your job here is done. So
there's more kills.
Going to take you down. Max 7 looking to make some money here and there as well, as it will find itself one close range pump shot on towards filler. Eventually, the only thing that's going to be filled out is the economy of SKUM Gaming.
3 kills there. Obviously, one of them being a team kill, but 3 kills through 3 guns taken out of the hands of the terrorist side means money might be a bit slim here. And it is 5k, 3k, 3k, 6k, 3k, and they haven't even rebought yet, so it's going to get worse and worse as they do buy their firepower, their Kalashnikovs and nades. Good exit frags there. Very bad team kill there as well from NK, I believe. Nevertheless, though, this shall be the full eco for the CT side. Potentially, you'll be seeing 3-1. And from that point forward, will SKUM Gaming keep the momentum, keep the ball rolling, and take away with the half?
I think it's kind of a big question, really, on the T side. Of course, I'm looking at these players, and they don't really scream a whole lot of kind of... I don't know. It's kind of hard to sum it up, really, but I'm not looking at them going, okay, these guys are going to be able to out-aim the likes of Dancy and such. So on the T side, is a lot of curiosity for me. But then there's that curveball, which is team play. And I feel like that's actually where SKUM's strengths could lie. They can play as a team, constantly find these trades. Then that's how you dismantle a crack, and you cut down one head, you go to the second, and you keep on moving down the line until eventually you've got a beast lane before you that is, dead for all intents and purposes.
I mean, enemies in Disbelief, over the full lineup. This is the full lineup is a mix anyway, but this is a mix of a mix. This is a mix inside of a mix. Mixception, right? Theo and Ryan are just subbing in for Thomas and Cinder. So, enemies in Disbelief, any wins they can get here without their full roster while their 2 other players are on holiday, just added bonuses for them.
For sure. Molotovs over towards platform. Interesting to see if Filler is actually going to take this fight. Of course, we're looking at this. An interesting choice of execution for the VP pistol line. Seems to be a bit all over the place and not really kind of the standard line you'd expect, but an execution of it nonetheless.
Again, it's the VP. Unfortunately for them, though, they won't have the same fortune that Endpoint had, where the players actually peeked into them. Instead, they will be going towards B. Eventually, Hawkins takes that frag. The CTs finally realise the game's up.
Look at SKUM though, he's going to make himself some sweet frags. Not quite money, it's just the AK, but doing damage nonetheless as enemies in Disbelief. The last round they have left on the table is going to be bad. And he's going to tap right onto the ground of Muffin, but it is quickly traded back by NK, and Well, it's nothing really too major. A rifle can be thrown back into the mix of Muffin. They can even decide to kind of toy with the idea of keeping that Mac 10 in play onto Hawkins, which it wouldn't really surprise me for a team who are going to be bolstering around playing with these trades. A Mac 10 is still a weapon that could do quite well, even up against the likes of 5 flat M4s, which is what we're seeing on the side of enemies in Disbelief now on their CT. Also, they've got a good chunk of utility as well, so certainly hoping we can see some well-placed smokes and a good chunk of anti-flashes. The Scum looking to go very aggressive straight out through platform, which really is where all of that will come into play.
I spoke about the lack of utility for the CT side if they do opt for the force buy. No Molotovs here from the CT side means the flashes will rain in. And potentially the frags as well.
One tap. A good start. Looking now for a second as Ryan is able to claim the life of Hawkins. Now trying to go for the full-up spray. Duck to come in from behind. Philip for just another. And this is all of the trading now for Scum Gaming. They have just popped off in a pretty blinding fashion. Philip just another on towards Dantes. That's a trade completely cut down yet again, leading us to a 2 versus 1 standpoint. Fountain being the staging ground for the terrorist side. Going to be a very, very tough one for Zeo to try and accomplish now. Walking right into the crosshair of Duck, and he may go for a bit of an odd flick. But a flick nonetheless that leads to a shot right into the crane of Zeo, splitting his head directly in half. The Scum Gaming will take this one 4-1.
I think
look to keep on carrying this forward.
I think Scum Gaming, listening to what I was saying last game, without the lack of utility for the CT side, no Molotovs means it's so easy to push out a B-plat. Flashbangs, you smoke connector, you don't allow the rotating AWP to have any presence as your T players cross to the site. Smoke connector, you flash over, that's it. They're on the site and they claim it. That will make it 4-1 in favor of Scum Gaming. And you spoke about the Mac 10 versus the M4s, right? When you go for the force buy, as the CT's opted to not do here, when you go for the force buy, you don't have head armor. The Mac 10 jumping out of crack, challenging the guy's speedway that hasn't got head armor, that's a one, headshot kill. So, Mac 10 is pretty better than an AK there because you can do a running drive-by headshot.
It's basically just another one of kind of sitting there and say, you know what, happy days, you can have that one, you can take that. Dancy's pushing up with his pistol, gets the biting point on towards Hawkins, but unfortunately, once you find biting point, you also tend to find tipping point. Muffin is going to find that trade. After Dancy is able to do a significant amount of damage, but bear in mind, 2 picks is just 2 picks, and Scum Gaming are still going to walk nice and comfortably out on towards Fountain, and from there, Ryan will try and go almost certainly aggressive, but his teammates should stop that flank from taking place, and then from there it will be just a box standard Scum Gaming 5-1 round. We look towards the future, and I think that's the biggest thing for me now, just seeing where this buy round is going to go, because these pistol rounds have been fairly uneventful, been fairly basic, almost fairly monotone. The big thing is going to be this buy. AWP on towards Darcy's. We want to see a pick there. We need to see a pick there.
He's not aggressive AWPer, especially on the CT side. He loves holding angles, playing passive, probably even towards A, not quite too sure where he will go. Maybe statue on B. Yeah, going towards the statue, so he's more of a passive style AWPer. You saw Lazar there towards statue going for the fast re-peaks. Instead, Dance, he's going to play a bit more passive towards chicken coop. Hold that one and done spot, kill the player that pushes out right side box, and then you got Ryan here watching if any of those T players push out. Yeah, the big problem with the CT setup though is the fact that Ryan's playing so exposed that all it takes is one flashbang, they can jump out, kill Ryan, be on site instantly, and Dance is dead, right? Generally you see the spot where Ezio played under the platform where even if you get flashbanged, you don't get checked straight away so you've got more time, and more leeway to get the frags and support your team.
Almost certainly. Some interesting points, of course, being brought to the table. Always love your insights, Noz. You always bring a bit of a different element to what's going on.
A la couleur. It's the colour, mate.
All about that colour.
Painter.
Well, you talk about paint. I think, the unfortunate circumstance for NA's Disbelief is the fact that, right now, they're having just to walk step by step around these sites, but they've got no information, not really too much to work with. They're only seeing a couple of utilities, should I say, being kind of expended here and there. But nothing crazy, really. So for them, kind of I'm looking towards some information. Perhaps they can just kind of pop off with a bit of a boost here and there, or some information, a bit of a peek over towards A mid, which we are actually seeing coming from Logsy.
Oh, good fake.
But NK got to take full advantage, and it all falls into place. Muffin, just another for him. We are going to see a quick trade coming from Zeo, but is that enough? Is one trade enough for a double kill to be claimed? Especially when you got Duck as well, just another towards door. So confident now as the AWP of Dancy's has all intents and purposes been useless, and in this 2 versus 4 retake, I'm going to stick with it being useless.
The fact that Scum Gaming can pull this out of the hat, like this sort of tactic, a good solid fake there, entries towards both sides. I'll shot there from Dances, but unfortunately the round is over. what I'm saying is, SKUM, if they can put out these fakes, and they're not afraid to put out fakes, enemies in Disbelief, they need to get more information if they want to have good CT rotations and good CT setups. You need plat control. Dances needs to be playing here. Once the smoke towards B plat fades, at, you know, around the 1 minute 20 mark, flash platform, hold platform, flash again, maybe jiggle P for information, do something, because if SKUM Gaming have these fakes in the bag, you need to be very wary where you place your CT setup, where you have your rotations go. So CT side, definitely going to need some more information here. They want any chance of having the good reads.
For sure, of course. I'm still going to be, looking and putting almost a lot of pressure onto the shoulders of Dantes, if I'm honest, Nods. And I'm curious if you want to chime in. You already touched on kind of his styles and Orpa and kind of what he tries to bring to the table. But style is one thing, and kind of how you want to play. Yeah, that's all well and good. But if you're not finding these picks, then it's such a tough one, and it's really giving SKUM Gaming the opportunity to go with constant aggression and to catch that off guard. So I do feel like there certainly needs to be an antidote of some variety found, and an opportunity for Dances to try and just perhaps find some close picks, as already it is going to be one to fall. Hawkins and Co just dancing momentarily out towards the site. Dances is going to pick up one with a late peek.
What is Dream doing there? Very, very questionable plays here from the CT side. Logsy pushing in, trying to spam through a nade towards Shinkube. Could actually do some damage here. Whiffs, unfortunately, the Molotov should flush out that player. And the Molotov misses as well. And down he goes. NK there
nice and quick.
With some very nice kills, and Logsy is 0-0 to 8. Oh my goodness. So, definitely not the best performance here from him.
I do want to ask you a question here, because I've berated on Dantes a fair bit with this AWP, and it's been a real common point for me.
It's not berating, it's just,
well,
he plays passive, and it's not,
It's not working, which is what I want to ask you now, is where does he play? What is his option for him, or is it simply put the rest of his team need to step up around him to make him be able to do his job? Kind of what's the angle here that describes what's going on?
Well, describing what's going on, Logsy the first. Yes, sorry, that's 0, they were 2. This is a 2 versus 4 out of nowhere. Good solid bait and switch setup there from the CT side. Doc spots out the player towards APC. Nice shot there. Molotov towards connector. This round is retrievable for the T side.
We're certainly going to be retrievable, of course. It does rely on Ryan hitting the shots of the Deagle if they try and push up close and personal. We'll see a bit of a fair towards long now as NK nearly making a bit of a blunder, but eventually is going to be able to find it. Goes for the pistol drop. Just trying to really toy with them. And one thing that would be really interesting is if I've seen NK do this before actually. If he tries to boost over those bricks, get on top. But not a lot of that is going to be the case. Just going to be peeking around nice and wide, clearing out the site. They've got a lot of time to work with, 55 seconds. They don't have to be rushing into this one at all, especially considering where that bomb is dropped. They already know for the most part how enemies of Disbelief are going to be kind of set up around it. So there is no too much worry about a flank or something along those sort of lines. NK is going to go for a boost up on towards balcony. Interesting decision.
I actually like this play. They expect a player to be towards connector. But unfortunately for them, Z will be a mid. And Ryan there with the AK will be spotted as soon as he's in the open though. Has armor, but the nice headshot potentially the spray. Not quite connecting, gets one. Let's get the second. 20 seconds, the bomb, the HP. This is looking extremely unlikely, and Zio actually lets him get the bomb. Oh no, I was going to say, that was quite questionable.
I was going to say, the time for him to sprint up ramp is, unfortunately just a little too little.
What was the question you had there, mate?
So I want to talk about Dances, and is it a matter of him changing his position? Would you say that he needs to just move around the map a bit more? Still playing with his passive style, or do you think it's just teammates needing to step up and allow him to be the player that he's trying to be?
Oh, Cobblestone is one of those maps where information is so important. People say that retaking A site Cobblestone is potentially one of the hardest sites to retake, along with B site cache, B site nuke, etc. My goodness, already an entry there for Hawkins. Starts over the trade.
Trade exactly what they're looking for. Maybe Logsy to dart through a wall of smoke.
Go on, Logsy!
Separating. Logsy, he wants this.
He's dead.
Duck is going to find one in response. Having a great time there, Stunts. Loving the enthusiasm as Duck is going to find one. Almost certainly lined up now. NK going to be there to help him. The question is all a matter of who. As Zio trying to worm his way out of this, but it's going to be so damn tough. And it is going to be Duck to find it. A triple kill all in all for him. SKUM Gaming 8-2 up against enemies in Disbelief on their T side.
But retaking A site is so difficult, and players or pro players usually say that A site Cobblestone is one of the hardest sites to retake. The information is so important. That's why you see Guardian, Fallen gets very aggressive towards platform, Nico, all those players, right? They get very aggressive towards platform because You need the information. You need the AWPer there to hold those angles. Doesn't even have to wide face all the way in towards, just for drop. Just hold the fairly close angle. Listen for steps. You're a lot closer. And just get a feel for how many people you reckon's there. A lot of the times you can get a gauge on if you're being spammed, if they're sniping and smoke, if they're flashbanging, all of that sort of stuff.
Darcy's going to find one with a deagle, adding a little bit of excitement to the round, just making you at least sit on the edge of your seat there, Snods, and perhaps a tiny bit of belief. But unfortunately, unfortunately, I think that's going to be the case. Really, you might well have a belief, but perhaps it's for the wrong reasons. As the split comes on towards A, and Disbelief starts to make a whole lot more sense now, as it is going to be the bomb go down towards A. What can they do, Snods? What is going on? I thought we were going to be seeing some close matches of Counter-Strike tonight, Snods.
So did I. SKUM Gaming have definitely been a massive surprise for me. From what I saw,
you're not the first person to say that, actually, which is really interesting, because honestly, I'm looking at these players and I'm kind of going... Well, it's been a very common trend from, even players like Logsy and such. It's been a very common thing that's been discussed in
I think Logsy knows very well right now. 1 to 11, he knows very well.
It's quite contextual, isn't it, really? I was not mentioning that, but...
I was going to say.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of names within the UK. I was in TeamSpeak with some of the boys yesterday from the Rastra and the UFrag side of things, or ex-UFrag now, but... and even, SKUM's name came up then, so... It's very interesting to see how often the name comes up, and
what a travesty though.
Got there in the end.
UFrag. I played.
Yeah, the UFrag situation is pretty heartbreaking.
It feels like that team's like a family, right? The way that's ran, it's ran so well. It's a player, not just a player ran org, but like the org doesn't push its players in any way to do anything they don't want to do. There's no pressure from the organization. It's ran very, very well, and it's so unfortunate that. Money's money, folds are folds, and unfortunately this go, they coincide.
That's a shame. Hopefully, of course, all the best to the boys at UFrag and all the best to the organisation as well. Hopefully we can see said continue to keep that, what I very much think is can be described as a family name alive. Darcy's going to find himself one. Makes that to a quick second now with a deagle, a third on towards Fuller.
Again! Oh, the whiffs.
Maybe a bit too much to ask. But
I think the moment got to him then. I think the moment got to him. So, TV/Dancy's there. Would have been unreal if he hit the 4th headshot as well, but still, very nice clip there from Dancy's, but it's individual plays, right? How repeatable is what you just saw there?
I mean, every single round, flawlessly, every time.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So, 1 for 11 on Logsy, 30 to 9 for Dancy. Star comparison, that's NK, 16 to 4. I believe that guy's called Nika. I'm not too sure. I cast him on Tuesday, it's called Nika, now he's called NK. Whatever he wants to go with, I think NK sounds better. Personal preference. And Hawkins, 5 to 11, still obviously had those entries. I'm thinking about the entries towards B, killing Dream, killing Dances as well, so impactful kills, even though there might not be too many.
Yeah, it's all about quality over quantity though, they do say.
Of course.
Though when it comes to a point of the scoreline, I think quantity eventually takes hold. Especially for the CT side in this one, only on 3. They do want a little bit more to play with, still aiming for that kind of 4th and 5th in a perfect world.
Yep, some say size matters. Right here it is, because 3 to 9. It was Disbelief. Can't cock this round up if they want any chance of taking it.
Nothing going to look to please his way out through drop zone, but unfortunately he's going to let to a pretty bastardly end as Theo going to find one over towards A-Long.
They're rotating off B!
This is a bloodbath in drop. Filler eventually going to find the trade, but it's all but too late.
Oh.
Finds one through the smoke. Ryan does. He's happy at this point. This is... It's very kind of scripted, though, and expected, the frags we're seeing. There's not much kind of flair in a lot of these rounds. We're seeing shots through the smoke, but it's almost basic stuff. It's nothing crazy, which... It's kind of nice to see that grounded CS, but in the same regard, it's interesting that even when we're seeing this, we're still seeing SKUM kind of take a very big lead in the way they have done so far.
What's interesting as well is the fact that after... Well, they kept going towards B, apart from that one fake towards A, which was very well played. After the Dancy's crazy 3K, they instantly went back towards A. It was just they're a bit scared of Zaki. Or, sorry, Dancy's. But, how often can you hit those shots? Who knows? 4 round for them previously, as it goes to 4-9. East side Cobblestone, generally expecting 8-7, 9-6 in favour of the T side, so... And with a pistol as well going in favour of Enemies to Disbelief, they won the force fight, didn't they? So this could have been even worse for Enemies to Disbelief.
At least getting to 4, though, I think, you always said about 11-4 is doable when you go into that T side. And we saw already kind of the remnants of a comeback happen on Cobblestone once tonight. I don't think it's kind of within the realm of impossibility. It's just, hey, this is going to be a pretty difficult task, and you're going to have to work real hard to make it happen.
Hard indeed. Oh, after you, mate.
I was going to say, just at least the frags are being found so far, and they seem to be all but falling into one direction. The CTs are doing a pretty momentous job. Ryan getting himself a quadra kill in this round.
What?
9-6. Very much on the line, I think.
Yeah, potentially. Even if it goes 9-6. I mean, the difference between 9-6 and 10-5 in terms of the confidence you have in the half you just played is massive. It's 9-6, you think, you know what, fairly average, we can still win this. It's 10-5. Mentally, mentally, I'm just wondering if you agree with me here, but like mentally, if it's 10-5, you feel a lot more out of it than if it's just, 9-6.
Hawkins, 36 HP after walking through the fire and the flames there. Not really sure if it's going to be helping him out or not, though, as he tries to lead the charge, get a bit of reward for his original cost. But look at Ryan, he's right behind him. They don't even know. He's getting a complete and utter free reign through the wall. Another quadra kill for him. Duck is the last man remaining. He's coming in from door. He's going to find himself at least one pick, a better minimum. Can Ryan play for the ace, though?
He wants it so bad. Let him have it. Let him have it. Logsy, don't steal it. Ryan falls, actually. Oh, my God. Logsy, come on, get one. Oh, 2, sorry. 2 for 12. I broke my microphone there. Don't know how it sounds right now. Let me mute my mic and fix this. Take it away, Flakes.
It's all good, but don't stress about it. Everything is all nice and peachy. It is that 6-9 half, though, all in all. SKUM Gaming with a bit of excitement towards the end, looking to break us out from the kind of the routine we found ourselves struck upon. I'm looking at this scoreboard right now and just looking at how many were strung together in a row as well for this T side, considering pretty much the bulk of the rounds, bar 2, were all in one long streak for SKUM. Pretty impressive, but shows where the flaws lied for enemies of Disbelief. But it was nice to see them bring it back towards the end and squeeze out the final needed 6, and I think 6 rounds on the CT side. You know what? This is kind of average Cobblestone. Get 9 on T, 6 on CT, going to the second half now. Enemies in Disbelief have a very good shot at keeping this competitive, and the pistol round pretty much could equalize this, of course, depending on that second round fluctuation point on whether the pistols force-ups actually can get too much done.
Apologies if my mic is a bit echoey. My filter, whatever, has unfortunately decided to break mid 4K from Ryan, so microphone quality might be a little bit less, but yeah. Very big rounds in the sense of the rounds that enemies in Disbelief win are based off individual performance. Flashbang comes in, pushes into the smoke on platform behind 3 players, takes them all down, and then finally gets the 4K, the wallbang as well, and takes him down. So, pistol round, not too much pressure here for SKUM, a lot of pressure here for enemies in Disbelief.
Sure, they really need to make this one work, and of course, one man to keep an eye on is going to be NK. He's got a barrage of players landing all in one direction and making one hell of a beach landing. One hell of a landing that nets a frag already in the net. Darcy's just another on towards Muffin. Ryan quick to flick on towards Filler. He's left just completely motionless. As Hawkins and Duck will now try and rotate in from behind, and they will find themselves 2 for the troubles. SKUM there to make it work. It is still 2v3, and bring it back to a 2v2 now as Hawkins another on the door. Darcy's will try and at least hammer this one home, though, as he does claim the head of Hawkins, and then from there it should all but be done.
Yep, the head of his teammate as well. 7-9. Enemies in Disbelief won the important pistol round. Second pistol round they won. They got eco'd, or sorry, force ball onto the second one. Will it happen again? Will it be repeated? And will SKUM Gaming get to 10-7, and then will they have a string of rounds like last time? Zio, known for his Mag 7, goes straight for the sawn off there towards drop, I expect anyway. Gonna stack up as much cash as you can. 800 per pop with that gun. The beginning of the end here. 1 kill already.
Okay, a good start. Can he take it one step further, though? And can the rest of the team really all do their piece? I think because one of the big problems when you're on pistols and you're in this sort of circumstances, your teammate can find a quick pick on one portion of the map, but when you see them then decide to rotate off the back of that, the T side, of course, as you can see, almost exactly as we predict now, moving over towards B, can they on the B site also find their shots? It's very much based on the team and not one guy going huge in these second rounds, so I certainly do like that factor. Yeah. But it also kind of means that the door is open for enemies in Disbelief just to use their rifles, play the distance, and get onto the B site. And I've got to say, I don't really kind of want to fancy their odds on a retake on the B site if you're the CTs.
Sawn off here, not the gun you want, and AK is. Hawkins there for a nice 2K with a 5-7. Can he get any more?
Oh, give me a 5-7, mate. Honestly, happy days for him. A triple kill. Now dropping that bottom dance, he's on an island. He's got nowhere to go. Have to stand on towards the back of platform. Pushes on around, tries to peek on wide, catches the life of Hawkins.
One of those. Oh, actually. Flank here, though. From AK, all he has to do is wait for the bomb to be planted. Headshot there. Enemies of Disbelief lose versus another Force Spy. That might
give him around an inch and it'll take a mile. Is pretty much what happened there.
So, Enemies of Disbelief won the pistol. They lost 7 in a row last time on their TT side. Hopefully they don't repeat that in their T side. They go for the reforce again. This could be fast walls drop, maybe a fast B split. But let's see what happens. The sawn off now and filler, this could be big. Why is he jumping? What?
Interesting decisions. Logsy is going to pop off with the Tech 9. Back-to-back headshots for him. Nothing will respond. Filler just another with the shotgun that he just dumps straight towards his opposition. Leaving us in a 3 versus 3, a retake for the CT side. We talked about not fancying their odds in previous rounds, and still a similar affair. As the smoke going to find itself back on towards door. Dance is going to hold the angle. Can he pick up the double kill as they try and push on through? Muffin going to find the drive by headshot. Splits all around. Catches off Dances. Leaving Ryan now in a 1 versus 2. The Tech 9 playing for it all. Taps with the Tech 9. Finds herself 1. Tries to cross and up towards the back of platform. Darting now even further down the hallways. Playing into that smoke. Uses that to his advantage, but only for so long. As Filler is going to pick it up. He is going to get that defuse. And SKUM Gaming, with a whole lot of loss, still push on forward and get their 11th. Logsy, you may get a double kill, but it doesn't matter in the end.
The irony of Zio being killed by another, well, his own shotgun. He loves the shotgun, live by the sword, die by the sword. As a Filler takes him down for the 800 cash. But yeah, I mean, Logsy's known for how good he is with a pistol. And no flame, he admits himself how, in comparison, he's a lot weaker with the rifles in terms of his aim. His, you know, 1 bullet headshot is very strong, especially with pistols. And right there, he showed it with the Tech 9. But unfortunately for them, it wasn't enough to convert into a round. Woo!
What a shot with the Deagle there, now looking for a second. Filler, of course, was next in line, but not going to be happening yet, as he is going to just bounce on away, decides, you know what, I'm going to go somewhere else this time. Logsy's going to find himself a shot on towards NK, and so far, it seems to be the Deagles doing all the work.
These anti-eco setups from SKUM Gaming have been absolutely abysmal. How can they allow... I mean, fair enough, the 1D comes through. And again, the 1D comes through. Filling out in the 1 versus 3. Pretty much to try and save this, but Logsy's on the ball, on the case, takes him down, and gets them 4.
So was every single frag there with the deal, just to clarify, in that round?
Many.
It felt like pretty much every single frag in that round was claimed by 1D, or a Deagle kill of some variety. That really highlights a fatal flaw in SKUM Gaming's anti-ecos.
Well, it's the fact that you've got one player playing stairs versus an eco, with the other player playing towards statue, so they're not playing for each other. They can't help each other. You can't peek together. You can't... All you can do is flash for him. That's all you can do. He wasn't even playing behind the stairs as well. Well, he was, sorry, but obviously as soon as his teammate died, that was it. You know, you're isolated on the stairs. You fall, round over. But yeah, if they didn't learn their lesson first time about playing a bit too aggressive, hopefully they learn it there. 11-8 now. 5 rounds is all it takes. SKUM and 8. And he's in Disbelief. Dricker's going to take it.
Like SKUM Gaming, they have the advantage, but the concern will always be their anti-ecos, right? Because if they actually keep throwing away these anti-ecos, that's actually a lot more rounds for enemies in Disbelief to play with.
Oh yeah,
which means that, you know, those anti-ecos basically close that 11-8 gap, and then from there, you could almost say that enemies in Disbelief, you know, at least on paper, would actually have more rounds off the back of these fully anti-ecos.
It should be 13-6 right now. They've lost to 2 Force Spies. And now they're on the, you know, the eco themselves. And a bad read, well not bad read, but the default comes out from the CT side. No steps towards B, so they will heavily rotate towards the A bomb site. Good call. Will it pay off?
It's going to be a tough one, really, because it relies on them landing some pretty interesting shots with these Deagles. And yeah, I think that's, you know, certainly clutching at straws yet again.
They can hide here.
Hidden, but somewhat facing still. Muffin is going to try and find himself one. Not able to find it just yet, though. Tapping away, though, will be ducked. Picks up one at least for his team, a bare minimum almost, but they're pushing close on the site. There needs to be a little bit more. They're just getting wrapped in from behind now. There's no distance to them to toy with. The pistols can't reel them in. SKUM Gaming are falling hook, line, and sinker. They're going to lose this pistol. Enemies into Disbelief are going to keep this fight happening. They're going to pretty much take this one 9-11. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see this one equalize out to 11-11 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the EQ comes in, they will have a buy into the next round, so we'll go 9-11. Question is, if Enemies into Disbelief can take that and then make it 10-11, SKUM on the eco, 11-11, and we play from there. Money on Enemies into Disbelief side, though, still quite weak, actually. They will get 3,500 or so once this round ends. You will be seeing a rebuy from 2 players, you know, 4k across the board. They'll buy if they lose the next one. So SKUM Gaming have to chain a couple rounds here. If they can make it 13-8, Enemies of Disbelief on the eco. I mean, even then, Enemies of Disbelief can still win it. But yeah.
Rifles galore across the board now. M4s, AK-47s, all looking to make it work. Of course, the M4 into the hands of Logsy, 4 AKs and the rest of his team. Only kind of oddity in it all will be Duck on that UMP. It does have the kit, of course, and Hawkins with just another. So only 2 kits, but enough for a CT side to toy with. The smoke's over towards platform, and a lot of presence there, kind of almost pointing towards platform as well from the CT side, which at least they have a kind of a rough read of what they think is going to take place. Because as we can see, Enemies into Disbelief, they're doing all one direction. Their whole push is built up towards B right now. Cluster of 4 players ready to lead the charge. Got to pop off one small flash, but looks like a bit of a failing, but still going to land the shots. As they find one, make that 2. Looking even for even a triple kill. Logsy going to claim the life of Muffin. And this is what we kind of were talking about. Enemies in Disbelief, they use the momentum now. They're ploughing through SKUM Gaming.
Plowing indeed. Charging through the B-bomb side. Their Dream with 2 nice entries. Jumps out Crack. Kills the player tree with a nice flick. And dances kills Dream. But yeah. 2 strong entries there for Dream. I wish it was called Dream instead of Activist. Activist SKUM. Young Ryan... What's he called? Young Ryan Sippin Lean. Point. Honestly, what's the point? Pretty annoying, isn't it, Flakes?
I hate it when players don't use their right names.
It's their problem
honestly.
as well. It's like exposure to get your name out. You've got all these new viewers coming in. You think about how many how many people are watching, you know, ESL Premiership, how many viewers that got, how many new viewers the UK team we're gonna get. You might as well get your name out. Fair enough.
Build yourself a brand.
Yeah, fair enough if your name is @Dancy's CS:GO, or I don't know if you had a website, whatever, yeah, or had a sponsors in it like Dancy's @HyperX. You know the typical stuff. But just young Ryan Sippin Lean activist. Like, what's the point? Gain nothing from it.
Pretty much. Bit disappointing, but you know, we'll just, it's player decision. Each to their own. I think is probably the best way of doing that. We are going to leave that topic to rest. I don't know if you heard me and Hugo had a pretty interesting topic about that just the other day. Is
let me know after the round.
Gonna find himself one. Holding just comfortably on the other side of that smoke. Fine, just kind of tiptoeing on the edge, and as it fades, lighting point will be clicked on forward. As Hawkins and Phil fortunately receive a whole lot of lead. Enough to punish them. As NK will try and come in from behind with the Mac 10. Does so much damage, but unlike his opposition, he doesn't find the frags. It's actually kind of for Enemies in Disbelief. It's happy days.
Yes, indeed. They're going to fake going A and go back B. This is quite obvious, really. This is quite a typical... What's what I'm looking for? Reverse psychology. You see me do my play, I'm going to reverse it. That sort of thing. And already the CTs know what's going on. So, decision here from Enemies of Disbelief to go back towards B. Might halt them. There are some nice shots here from the CT side.
Nice shots indeed now as Muffin holding ever so close. But Darcy's a low player walking right into him, snaps on towards his head. NK to find himself another, playing off their low damage that was inflicted before. But are they going to be able to push this one step further now? Logsy trying to push the pressure points off this D side. Finds himself one. Ryan to find a second on towards Muffin. And in Disbelief, they will equalise things 11-11 just as predicted. And now they look to continue to hammer this one home. All they need is just a couple more rounds to really smash down the economy of SKUM and break them pretty much as players. But they have to get through an AWP on Duck and 4 rifles still. Utility, more than enough. They got a Molotovs as well, so it won't be just a quick E-rush to end out this round. But momentum clearly playing a factor for these teams now.
Yeah, for sure. Whoever takes this round could gain the lead here. Well, will gain the lead and potentially the momentum. Classroom mid. Information to be gathered. Once they realise they're playing close towards A, they can easily do an A fake here. Very, very easy. Molly, whorehouse, smoke towards connector, flash over, have one player push, take the bomb towards B, where it is outside drop. SKUM Gaming did a nice fake towards A. Or towards B, sorry. Maybe enemies of Disbelief can do one towards B.
Dancy's snapping on towards the header duck. Muffin got to find a quick trade on just the other side of the map. A bit of a retrospective for both of these teams to apply. They have to make a decision. Where do we want to head towards? In the camp of enemies in Disbelief. Seems to be the B site is the aim of the game for them. A smoke soon to fade. Dancy's given an opportunity to really play around that. He's got his teammate Ryan leading up the rear just behind him. Hawkins now quick on the rotate. Seems like SKUM Gaming have a rough idea of what is going on as well, so they can kind of try and play this into their hands, mold something out of this round, as it is going to be yet again just another trade. Favouring the T-side though, that has to be said. Those heads are getting tapped. The bomb's going to be dropped, but look at the HP of Logsy now. 11. That's rough.
Rough indeed, as it goes to 12-11. After losing 4 rounds in a row, break the curse and might potentially be able to get the money, not the money, sorry, but the momentum back in their favour and close this one out. Enemies of Disbelief can win this one, reset SKUM Gaming's money. They could easily get in charge, what, 13-12? From that point on, it's still anyone's game. You saw what happened though, I mentioned the A fake. One player on the CT side died towards A, he got traded and instantly, that's so rare. How often do you see that? Yeah, how often do you see that from a CT side with the M4 silenced?
Not very much, I'll tell you
yeah,
that
that's
one,
very rare.
Making it work, happy days.
Fast rotations from the CT side. Unfortunately, that enemies of Disbelief. Bad coordination means they can't capitalize off of it. Already pushed towards B plat, he spots no one. This is good information. This might be bad information in a sense that he spots no one B. We could see another player go back towards A when actually the bomb really shifting. Actually, I'm trying to read a mix right now and I don't know what I'm looking at, to be perfectly honest with you, Flakes.
It's a bit all over the place and a bit kind of...
Very. I don't know what their game plan is. Got one player here, one player there. Bomb.
Well, this is what made it so
one
weird to
there.
watch, right? It's like I'm quite literally sitting here and I'm looking at the map, and usually like we can kind of sit here and we can draw lines almost in terms of where they're going to head towards. It's like, okay, they're going to set up late round to go towards A, or they're going to try and do something early round towards B. It's just a standard reads, you know, especially when you add in the fact that you know these players in your case. So the fact that even if you don't know what's going on, that really kind of shows the kind of sporadicity that's being brought. There's going to be yet again more trades, but this time not favouring the T's. It's a bit of a role reversal. SKUM are on the winning side. I can at least make it a little bit more close and competitive though, as Ryan does bring it back to a 3 versus 2. Oh. Right, another on towards Filler there.
This kill's easy as well for Zaki. For Dancy, sorry. A lot of problems with knowing the players too well. Hawkins, 1 versus 2 now. Kip, no utility though, so he's going to have to brute force his way through the smoke. 2 versus 4 there. Somehow they make it slip and make it 12-12 and break the money of SKUM Gaming. This could easily end in the favour of enemies of Disbelief. And Ryan hit some very nice shots there. I mean, Ryan's played the game for a long time. He's been playing since the launch of CS:GO. He's got 5,000 hours played. He's never played in a team before. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just loves pugs. He plays pugs all day. Has good aim. Lacks a lot of team play, but he makes up for it with the skill that he has because he's played so much. 5k hours is more time than the majority of all the players in this tournament.
For sure. 5k hours is a pretty substantial amount, I think, for UK in general. You start to see a lot of players kind of either on one side where they're very much kind of higher up, they've got a lot of experience in previous games as well, or you're looking at more 2k hours, I think, being the rough average 3 to 2k. A very, very common amount overall.
Yeah, 3 to 4k. 5,000 is loads. He's got the aim for it, just plays like a bit of a mong, to put it lightly.
That's a very interesting way of putting it. I'm not sure if that's
I've
lightly
played with
either.
him a lot, let's put it like that.
Let's go into that. What
very
exactly?
Aggressive.
Talk about some decisions.
Plays very aggressive. Makes a lot of pug plays, but everyone does that, right? People that lack team experience, they do that. But I don't think. Yeah, he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
Well,
young
on
Ryan
everything.
sipping lean. That says all. That says it all, really. How much he.
13 to 12.
Eco actually. Eco for SKUM Gaming. They're playing for the 14-12. And the 5 rifles for enemies of Disbelief. Good call here. And AWP versus pistols isn't always the best option.
Let's see whether enemies in Disbelief can at least keep things clean though. Hawkins are going to be ever so aggressive. Unfortunately, not able to achieve anything though, as they are all just going to fall in just a couple of seconds almost, if that. Including just a quick fan of the flames as one is going to burn on away. I think it was NK. Muffin and Phil now kind of mop up a pretty awkward mess. The CZ is there to tap on the head. Phil going to try his darndest to respond. Well, again, it comes back to that same old moot point. What on earth can he possibly do here, really? Just tap on towards perhaps Zio, look for dances. Don't really see much else. I'm not really seeing much of a future either.
Plays on 3 sensitivity as well, as you can probably see. Plays on very high sense, Ryan. And again, you know, some players looking at Get Right plays 2.9 cents. Forest plays on
Eco. I think Eco's a very good example of high sense.
3.3 cents, isn't he? 3.3?
Yeah, it's something that's very, very high.
Simples 3.09. Don't know how I remember all these numbers, but somehow I do. I mean, then you got the contrast, right? Nico 1.55. Olaf Meister 1.7. Flusher 1.7. So sense means nothing. Just because your favorite player.
It's just your preference.
Exactly. Just because your favorite player plays on 3 and hits the flicky, you know, fancy shots, doesn't mean that you suit that playstyle. You can still be the best player in the world and play on a very low sense.
Oh, that's proven by the best players in the world. The top 20 players all vary between low sense and high sense, and it all comes down to, you know, what you can master. Some players can master the high sense, be accurate with it. Some players just can't. It doesn't fit them, as you say. It doesn't fit the playstyle. And I think that comes down to a lot of things, whether it's sense, whether it's crosshair, resolution, whether it's team players. Whether you can get on well with players, you can mesh with them as a lineup. And
find
make
out
it work.
here at flakes.com.
Selling it quite well, Snots. Good job. The subtle sellouts.
Or should I say twitch.tv. That's flakes_TV.
There we go, yeah. Getting it in.
Or should I say at flakes? Is it at flakes CSGO?
What?
I know it's at Snots CSGO.
Yeah, it's at Snots CSGO. Yeah.
What's your Twitter? Plug it. Plug it.
My Twitter is Flakes TV, yeah.
There you go then.
Job done. All about the self-blogs, of course. 14-12, though, to bring it back to the game. Want to get the sell promo aside. Somehow that slid in by accident. Not quite sure how that happened, but nonetheless, an accident is NK getting a headshot on towards Ryan, who just walks dead set into it as Muffin. Another on towards Loxies. I mean, this 14-12 save from SKUM has all but worked out. Pretty much a perfect round for them, only losing Muffin.
14-13. Money on the side of the T's is very strong. Wow, I didn't even expect it to be that much. 10,000, 8k. They can keep buying for the rest of this game. A lot of pressure on SKUM Gaming to chain these rounds consistently. There's no break in the economy. There's no free eco rounds here. You have to beat them straight up.
Brought to the death for the most part, really.
Yeah, for sure. Bad smoke there. The Molotov fluffs it up. It's looking like the CTs want B plat control. This is good. Bad smoke though. Might make them get cold feet. He might jump on the box here and spam. But pretty good off angle here. And actually, if the Olaf Meister smoke comes through, or the B plat smoke comes through from the T's, you can jump on the ledge and look over the box and have a very good angle if they do push out.
That angle certainly is one that can be played, and I think the biggest thing about this up, right, is there's a lot of options, a lot of things they can bring to the table if they so choose. But we're still waiting for that push. We're still waiting for that originating point where it all begins, where the journey starts. 50 seconds coming up on that clock, though, and eventually they do have to make some sort of movement. They can't just kind of sit there idly by as a T-side. You do have to get that bomb down, and more than likely I'm expecting Loki to have to dart over, pick that one up, and it's going to be this slow-burning B push now as utility going to be expended. Flash is still from the CT side. Look at how much utility they have. Also, the biggest thing for me that sticks out now is Muffin's Molotov. If he can throw that down...
Ooh. Yeah, the molly is important.
It could really hurt with that plant.
Expect, though, all these players towards B. You're going to hear stuff very soon, and the kill! Dream gets it onto Duke. Drops open, drops exposed. Hawkins don't NK, they take it.
Looking very, very back and forth. Ryan is going to try and pull things ahead, though, with a quick frag on towards Hawkins. Going to respond, though, will be Phil. Looking for another, gets it on towards... Oh my god, how does he get away with that shot? A headshot there. Very surprising angle, but one he is going to be rewarded with. 5 HP on towards Phil, ever so low, but he's able to then pick up just another on towards Dream, I believe. It is going to be hanged on home. 14-14 is going to be the scoreline. That save really starting to prove its dividends now. Because that could have gone either direction. That could have been disastrous.
Business profile filler here is from Lithuania. I wonder if it's true though, that's the question. Let me check his ESCA. So, No, he's living in... Okay, IP's from England, City's from Lithuania. Who knows at this point? Who knows? But all I know is that these players are unknown. That's why I'm having to research them. Because it's like, I've seen them play previously versus CX, they played very well. But the actual players themselves, not how they play, very foreign to me.
Hawkins looking to make it work over towards platform, trying to make the best of the situation he's got in front of him, which really is them. Snowplow built on him, looking to really pave the way forward now. 16-14 is what they so dearly want. That's the number they represent. Dream trying to make it work over towards drop. A quick flick on towards Muffin. A good start for the T side. Now going to run back for this bomb. They're going to build up the cluster bomb in the making. A nuclear entry over on towards B. Darcy's with the AWP will just hold the angle. He gets presented Duck right there, right then. As he strikes on forward. Another shot with that AWP. Really has fallen into place now. Jigsaw in the making. For any reason, Disbelief as they have themselves a 5-for-3 advantage. They cluster up for a... NK can go huge, but it's also very much make it or break it for him. Finds himself one, looks for the second, but a trade that only favors one side. And one team.
Oh, CEO. Trade though. Philly gets one, and unfortunately will be traded out by Logsy Lad. 1 versus 3 with the AWP. Molotov though can't money the site, but instead will save and try and play for that overtime, and the money is very, very bad on the CT side. You're only going to get 1.4k investment back here, or, you know, funded 1.4k. So, Thamas's lack of M4. I don't think this going to be 1 M4 here. We're going to be max 7, maybe towards drop. Thamas's Hawkins is going to have 1.4k. He can drop over UMP. Looking very, very dire.
Dire indeed, and kind of the heartfelt point for SKUM Gaming is that they may well be sporadic. They may well be kind of off the cuff. They fought bloody well hard to get back to this point. I keep referencing this 14-12 kind of safe and that big decision. And that really kind of sticks out to me because you don't see a lot of teams willing to make that anymore, especially within the UK CS scene. You see it kind of commonly within European CS, but in UK communities, a lot of teams will just keep on forcing when it gets near the end. They just go, you know what, boys, we have to win this now. This is our moment. This is what we have to win, or it's all or nothing.
Yeah, that's not always the wrong call, though. Sometimes you generally just need rounds on the board right now, or it is game over.
But it's quite refreshing to see teams
for sure.
Just kind of sit back and do that within the UK community. It's nice to see welcome change, and I'm hoping, you know, maybe a bit kind of out there to say, but I'm hoping SKUM Gaming can show teams that there is different ways to approach every situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you're like, what, 1 to 8 down, you know, you're thinking, we need rounds on the board. Otherwise, this is getting very, very out of hand.
Exactly, but when there's 3 in it,
yeah, once it's 14,
it's not all or nothing.
Yeah, once it's 14-15 and you're playing for overtime, the smart call, the good call is to save the AWP and hope that has some impact. And NK here, usually we saw Duck with the AWP previously when I was watching them, or casting them, sorry, on Tuesday. Interesting to see how Nicky can play that right now.
A similar affair for Hawkins as well. It's all about them just holding these angles. Duck with the pistol. Just there to tap on, try and find those heads. 5-7, a very strong weapon in the second move drop, has to be said. They push it on, he can still tap those heads, and arguably can do just as much as a rifle in these scenarios. As that clock, yet again, winding its way down. 45 seconds was usually this push point. And he was in Disbelief, and you can kind of see that starting to take hold now as CEO just there, right on the cuff of pushing over drop zone. Getting himself that uncovered landing as the shotgun is going to miss the shot, but eventually is there to claim it. Filler to find one. Back and forth trade from Ryan. SKUM with the AWP though will kick it home as NK there to secure it. Darcy's just another for him. Looks for the double kill. Picks it up on towards Duck as he now plays for the triple. Needs to stare towards Rock. That's where he needs to keep his eyes drawn towards Hawkin. He's just waiting to bite the perfect time. But Darcy's, he looks dead set in front of him. He takes it home. 16-14 will be the map score. GG's certainly have to be said because that, as much as it didn't seem like a very close match at the start, certainly developed into one.
Yeah, you got to feel bad for... I imagine right now, SKUM must be gutted to throw away that 1-7 lead they had initially on their T side, and they really let it slip. I mean, it was, what, 9-3? Yeah, it was 9-3, and somehow it ended 9-6. And then they lost the pistol, it was 9-9. And then from there, they let it slip. Oh, so they won the fourth spot, but still. They won the subsequent buy rounds. Fortunately for them, we'll lose this one, but, you know, very close game on Cobble. They can definitely take the next one.
Yeah, very much looking forward to seeing what the second map is going to be. And you know what? We're going to leave that in a bit of a mystery because we don't know. You guys don't know. We'll be right back with you just to let you know what it will be. So just a short break. Back in just what should be just a couple of minutes.
It creeps on back through color glass, through color glass. I'll paint out the sun again to say I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. Come with me. I'm here once again, and I'm dealing, I'm feeling the pain. So who takes the fall again? Come with me. Come with me. Wrong. It creeps on back through color glass, through color glass. I close my eyes, moment I capture. I feel alive. So I hold on. I'll never surrender, and I'll love strong. This is forever. This is forever. So I hold on. I'll never surrender, and I'll love strong. This is forever. This is forever.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the final map, final game of the first week of UK Gaming Tours. It will be Enemies in Disbelief versus Scum Gaming. Us two, the second map. First map finishing very, very close, 16-14. And what do you reckon about this one, Budquee? Scum, then? What do you reckon, Flakes?
Well, I'm not quite Scum. I'm not quite Enemies in Disbelief,
Wow.
but one thing I am
Ha.
actually is in Disbelief to the side of Scum. I actually do think that we could be seeing a good chance of Scum to come up here and, well, Enemies in Disbelief, sorry, to actually roll in with their kind of tactical play on Dust 2. Bring something slightly different to the table than kind of what we've seen from the likes of Darcy and Logsy before, because, yeah, they were hitting shots, but they were a bit all over the place as well, so it's been a bit back and forth, a bit all over the place, and, yeah, I do think that Dust 2 is a map that Enemies in Disbelief could actually play towards, but it's going to be very, very close. So I can imagine looking at, 8-7s, halves, potentially kind of 14-14 scenarios again. Like, I don't think it's going to be a whitewash.
Well, we have seen Scum Gaming play Dust 2 already. First time we saw them play was versus CEX, and that game ended 16-14. They lost it. But they definitely showed some tendencies on the map. They play very, very passive. But what they do is they like to play aggressive towards mid on their CT side. So potentially see that coming up from them here. Then again, though, they'll playing versus CEX, which they know is, I don't want to say a structured dual team because they're not. The team's just been born with Astro and so being added. But they're not a mix. That is a mix. It's sort of a mix playing Dust 2. So who knows what
A lot
we're
of
about
mixing.
to see. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what we're about to see. Right?
I thought it was a running trend of that first map, right? We both kind of
Yeah.
sat in the break and we were actually like, so, because we were talking about the cast, we were talking about kind of how we felt about everything, and the biggest thing that stuck out to us was like, well, there wasn't really too much you could read from the side of Scum. They were so sporadic and unpredictable. It was quite literally felt like they decided, okay, let's push A. Okay, no, hang on a second, let's push B. Okay, hang on a second, let's push mid. Like, it felt like they were very, very quick to change what they were doing.
Sure. Dust 2, a map with very fast rotations. You do generally take control of mid, pass up short, take control of short. Sometimes go for the long, or even just get an AWP in long. Smoke the corner of long, flash over, take control of the initial part of long. Have your AWP jump into pit, hold the cross on a site, and then have everyone else rotate back towards mid, go up short, and try and split that way. Whole bunch of stuff you can do on your T and CT side, and we saw Scum do previously was they had a player boost up mid. That was
crisp.
clean. As I was saying, they had a player boost up mid, and they took control of mid, and they've done the exact same here. They have so much presence over the map.
Ingate trying to tap on away and unable to land up to his teammates' previous shots. Will eventually claw one back on towards Darcy's though, and we say claw back in a bit of an interesting way because it's all about countering the future trades, which are going to come on in from Logsy's and Zeo combine his fill and find another back on towards Dream, leaving Zeo and Logsy now in a bit of a predicament. They've got the bomb down, but they're trying to contest up against what will be a fairly healthy retake now, including the two-prong attack of Hawkins as he dives in towards long pit, and from there looks to tap away exceptionally crisp on towards Logsy. Screw the pronunciation, it doesn't even matter, the shot speaks for itself. There's Muffin, they're going to run from short, the knife is out, and they are going for this one, and it's going to happen. Scum.
Yummy indeed.
Yeah.
These guys are crisp. They're hitting nice shots here. Team ace as well. One frag apiece for every single play, and a knife kill. But these players are crisp. They hit nice headshots. We saw that in the last map. Strategically, they're decent. They're definitely above average to what you're expecting from an entry-level UK team. So far, I'm very impressed in the way I've watched SKUM Gaming play Counter-Strike. Winning this pistol here, though, very important for your CT side. It's very easy to get stuck on a rut on your CT side. If you lose the pistol, lose the first buyer, and it goes to 0-5, you don't have your orbs, you don't have the utility you need. The counter flashes for long, for example. Things do get very, very difficult.
Short aggression seems to be the call to be made by the terrorists. I was like, if we begin to at least move themselves up just step by step. Eventually going to walk dead set into the crosshair of SKUM, though. On their CT side, they look to be ever so consistent. Phil starts off strong. A single shot for him was enough to take down chosen player. That's Dream, right? Just to double check. I believe that's Dream. Activist.
Sorry? Yeah.
Activist is Dream, yeah?
Yep.
Phil to find himself another run towards Darcy's, though. Leaving Hawkins to now spring into action towards mid. And, well, there's not really too much they can do on this T-side, right, in terms of playing for a plant at this point. They're just getting kind of picked off and segregated, forced into these little cubes where they can't really escape. Every time they try and push an angle, they constantly flashed off. And it's this constant kind of creation of, okay, well, you've got nowhere to go. Now you've got the bomb kind of left out and open. It's going to be always just be so difficult. Ryan will pick it up at least and find themselves a bit of positivity in the round, but with 35 seconds rolling up, if they're going to force something, they need to do it now. And we say they as if, well, there's a group, but there's only one.
One isolated man, that is Ryan. Last alive here. Then again, this is the full eco, so not too much to read into this one. One kill isn't even the end of the world for them. Generally speaking, when you're the full eco, you generally get mauled by the rifles from long range. If Ryan could get a second kill, this would be, done and dusted, mission accomplished, and he does. Not too much else here for them. 2-0, the buy will come in. No AWP though for the T side, and actually 2.5k there on Dream. Dream did force buy, so could be seeing a Tech 9 for him. I just go fast up short, trying to see if there's any close range angles, but yeah, the Tech 9 on utility. Can even go out mid here. Lots of options, even a fast B split, but the way they are charging towards long, looking like some fast action here.
Nade already going to land at their feet. Logsy going to soak up the brunt of the damage for his lineup. Another nade thrown on through, and that could even be more so at this point as look at Dream, 39 HP. The B site is still going to be held nice and comfortably by the CTs, but it's not even going to be a worry for them. This minute they get the information that it's just this whole committal through long, well, that's when the curve will finally land. Of course, Ryan is going to try and live up to that almost by short. He can get himself a singular pick here and there, perhaps play for a trade that could be an advantage, but NK just playing close with his UMP, just tethering right on the edge, and he's checking these angles. He's going to spot him out right with his back turned. Upgrades to an AK is now Phil there to hold this angle with the UMP of his own. He's looking for the headshots, goes for the spray down, finds himself two, looking for the triple, does enough damage as well to then help his teammate Duck, who then comes in from short, and they all just get to bleed these turrets, these dynamic players who don't have to stress about behind them or what to the right of them. They just have to look dead set in front of them as they trust their teammates to cover those angles, and that's what's carrying them through right now. Team play being a very strong point for these guys. Zio, the last man remaining, the last marble should we say, left to roll down this hill. He slowly but surely will creep up towards the site, creep up that ramp. Only so much he can do.
It says for me, enemies in disbelief from the CT side and SKUM on the T side. That is wrong, right? SKUM are 3-0 up.
I'm just going to assume that it's an EBOT thing.
Yeah, I remember the knife round. I'm getting the
the
pistol
round.
round.
If there's an admin listening, just kind of delve into EBOT and tap that button that says fixed sides. It will fix things.
Please, can you fix
just
that?
Throwing that out there. EBOT fixed sides, it will solve your problems.
SKUM 3-0 in the lead here. And with the eco here on the side of enemies in disbelief, we could be seeing the 4-0 head start already. Ray comes through, doesn't connect it. Damage players up short. Have some information here, but it's looking like they could burst towards mid and short.
Just looking for a nade right now. Just think about it. A single frag grenade landing at Dancy's. That could take not only Dancy's, but then if that takes Logsy with him, there's so much value in that. Yet again, it's the fact that although he didn't connect them, he still found himself value. There's that first pick now on towards Dream. Logsy's, he's going to try and creep out mid with pretty much nothing to play with. He's going to find one shot, but that's enough for SKUM to still be able to respond with his duck can flick back down to his leg, and they can shoot his toe for all they care, and he will still fall. Meaning these pistols struggle to even break those boundaries and get close, let alone play for a win. As Ryan going to drop into CT, but that's as predictable as ever. SKUM will take full advantage of that, dropping them dead, denying any sort of idea behind a bomb plant. Enemies in disbelief. So far, not the start they were searching for.
All players staying alive for enemies' disbelief. Money going strong here. Got to build up the bank. You can't allow your economy to be dented by those pistol frags onto you. Staying now 4k, 6k as well on NK, and nearly 7k there for Muffin. So money is strong. And SKUM Gaming semicolon MP underscore team name.
That's what they call quality happening.
Is currently 4-0 in the lead.
Gotta love those commands, Wiz. Don't worry, someone will get there in the end. Someone will enter it. Just the semicolon doesn't quite work. You have to kind of put the name in colons, Wiz. Always good fun, right?
Blake to the admin desk. Blake to the admin desk, please.
Man, I'll just hop on Ebot right here. Just give me a sec. Make it happen.
Good push here. The information.
Tunnels. There you have it. Scripted. Standard stuff. One concern could be Dream with his ADP. Has to land a quick flick. Quite able to get it off though. NK in return going to fly just right off through the smoke, and that leaves Zeo in a bit of a predicament now with Dances, right? Because his position is going to be known, so he kind of decides to fall back. The bomb is still kind of curved around that corner. Where do they go from here at a 4v2, 50 seconds on the clock?
They can't really group up. The bomb is isolated. You need that player towards long to push and try and get an entry towards short and take the attention off of the CT players. There you go. And now Zeo should be able to push here and get the frag. Does. That means the bomb can go down. He can plant. He can't really plant for platform. He can actually plant for platform. And the AWP, if he plants to the right here, he does. Bomb is planted for Dance's AWP. Very hard round now for the CTs to win.
Lots of them going out towards the site could pretty much force Zeo out of position. It's going to do exactly that. Utility is key for the CTs, it seems. There's then a flash towards long. They're going to try and use that to peek in towards Pit. They already spotted him out. They know exactly where he's going for. The bomb, as you say, not going to be planted.
It's
Defuse.
not platform.
Now going to be stuck. Dancy's no, he has to push on forward. All they have to do is Hawkins just there to hold him off. Dancy's missing a crucial shot. He's the Hawkins. Well, he may miss a couple himself, may make a bit of a blubber of things, but he's still able to close it down. SKUM Gaming, 5-0. Enemies in Disbelief still punching pretty much the nothing land at this point. As rounds don't seem to be working out in their favour. One thing is for certain. They keep getting the stabilization of bomb plants, which therefore keeps getting them these buys.
Yeah, the core must have been planted for long, but was actually planted for platform. Up in the pushing through for the B tunnels, gets 2 frags from as well. Hawkins to help him out. Nice 3k there from him. The force buy does not come to fruition for enemies in Disbelief. Or enemies of Disbelief, it says on the top right. Admins? Admins?
We don't need of in. They're all the same, right?
No, I'm just putting a leg. 6-0.
Make them work hard, you know?
Yeah, 6-0. Buy does come in. Again, another buy if enemies Disbelief. They keep forcing, they keep buying, but nothing be working for them. Tag down to Muffin, that's something, but there's no players there towards me to back it up just yet.
The utility here and there expended towards long. One key difference though this time around, which is actually, I think it's pretty important, more important than you originally think, is that SKUM Gaming actually haven't been able to do early damage to the side of enemies in Disbelief, right? They've not been able to use their utility, their frag grenades to knock down a couple of players to 50 HP, so they've lost a lot of that early round value. So I actually think this could kind of help at least dictate a chance on the board now for the terrorists to try and get themselves this push. Of course, instead of just going for a flat-out long aggression, they are going to be splitting in through short as well, which means they have to tackle the beast that is NK, cut off one of his many heads. Theo is going to make that happen, but unfortunately, reappearance from CT is enough to find the trade to keep things well and truly favouring the CTs at this point, as they now know that both have crossed through to CT. They know the position of Zeo on short. The only question that remains now is, how does SKUM Gaming want to approach this? Hawkins deciding, you know what, I'm just going to peek Zeo. I'm confident I can land this. I can take this headshot, and he does just that. Doesn't need his teammates' support. As then they're going to peek even further, and Molotov throwing in his reactive play. Still more than happy to just keep on whittling them down, find these trades for him. Ryan snapping to the heads. Making this one very, very doable actually for Ryan.
Oh my
He's going to crack straight to the head of Duck as well, closes it out for the team. A triple kill for him, and in a very weird way, because honestly, he shouldn't have been allowed that last frag. Very interesting that that final player, Duck, I believe it was stuck just on top of that wall in there.
Again, very highly skilled plays here from Ryan. The problem is, though, is it repeatable? Will they get reset into this round? P90 on Logsy and a scout again on Dances. It's not what you want. Then plays towards lower tunnel. This could be potentially a B split here, and I actually like that call. The problem is Dance's scout Get an AWP here, this would be perfect. Peek towards back boxes, peek towards the platform. Back boxes, peek towards the back box. And
Just
the
peek
platform.
something.
Yeah,
In
peek
general.
something, try and get a frag.
Kind of pry it open. Open that can, see what you can pluck on out, and if you can't get something, then just try and steal it back Shuck again. But at least you've made that attempt, I think, at the end of the day, is kind of what you're aiming for there. Right now, it's going to be even free reign. They nearly line up for him, but just off the back of the stack of players, they will get that pick. Zeo and Dancy is combining to make it happen. They don't quite know the position of Hawkins, though, and that's going to quite pay into their favour as he peeks on out, lines him up again, and finds himself even more, looking for the quadra kill. He is going to get traded out eventually by Ryan. And Dream as they will combine. Dream comes in from CT, plows on forward, leaving NK now. Keep the Dream well and truly alive for the CTs in terms of the 7-1 there. Economy reset, per se. Ryan Peak's window right now. This could be very, very uncomfortable timing.
Read it like a book. Wow. The reset now for enemies Disbelief. The bomb goes down. That'll be something. They're going to have to force into this one. They're only going to get about 2.2, 2.3k. Yeah, 2.2k on Logsy, 2.2 as well on Dancy. So, Tech 9 armor, potentially split B through mid. Could even go fast up short, smoke short, flash over, jump CT, try and get aggressive in their faces. Problem is that after plants towards A with Tech 9s is so difficult because of the long angles from short and long. Best bet, probably a B split through mid.
Gotta really give it to SKUM though at this point.
Or just throw away your life.
They've been able to get these early picks over and over again, and if they don't get an early pick, they get early damage. They really have dictated the style of play that enemies have been able to kind of explore almost. Certainly a bit repetitious, and kind of we're even getting stuck in our own loops sometimes. A couple of blunders on our side as well, but
Knife. Oh!
Eagle shot. Not quite a knife, but still interesting nonetheless. And yeah, I think going back to the point though, I think you have to give this SKUM game right now on their CT side. If they can keep this up, we're looking at one hell of a disastrous half for enemies to kind of really handle. Very uncomfortable for them. Just pistols, of course. They do have the M4 now on towards Ryan, but you can't write off these players. You can't write off the CT side and go, okay, they've got one or two picks towards long. They've got close to the site. Oh, they've got close. Well, fortunately, close isn't quite close enough. They still have a lot more work to do. Darcy is going to be doing some work. Zeo just with the Tech 9 as well on towards Hawkins, and it's damage. I'm more than happy with damage. But SKUM Gaming have the economy to handle all of this.
Yeah, damage is great and all, but the problem is when you're 8-1 down, you need rounds ASAP.
Exactly, and the biggest thing as well, as I kind of just touched on as well, is it's not like SKUM Gaming are not going to be able to replenish everything they've just lost. Yes, their economy is not, built up into the hundreds of thousands or anything crazy. Yes, it's been fairly costly. They are only at, what, $1,650, $100 on filler, $850 on Hawkins. But at the end of the day, it's still them on rifles. It's still them now looking to close out this next buy round. 8-1. We keep looking at a very, very disastrous half as mentioned. 14-1 is well and truly on the table.
Could definitely end very badly. Typically speaking, on Dust 2, team is highly skilled. They can get a lot of rounds on the T side, especially if they're playing versus players who aren't at that level individually, aren't at their level individually, right? They've got good aim, good mechanics. A Dream, he's tearing them apart, getting very greedy here, very greedy, but it pays off.
I think it's what they need, though. They need someone to pop off, bring some confidence, bring something that's out of the box, that's different from what SKUM would expect. Something they can't just sit there and watch a demo and say, okay, these are the options they've got.
No, you're right.
The concern would be the reset. I think that has to be kind of interjected here. It's only been 2 rounds since enemies found their last round. But this will be kind of that third now, that tertiary, where they get things to what will more likely be 8-2. I can't imagine Phil being able to do anything too much in
he
here.
needs to save. This is so important he saves this.
But on that point, similar to how the reset was crucial just 2 rounds ago in that 8th round, it's going to be just as crucial now, right? Because if they get reset here, we are looking at what will probably be a 13-2. I don't think we could predict anything other unless we see another huge performance of an individual like Dream just popping off.
Yeah.
I don't think an 11-4 is doable if they get reset, honestly.
Well, we are about to find out. Very strong AWP play there from Dream. Finds the pick over the mid smoke. He finds the kill close mid as well, towards the left side there. Though.
Just to interject there as well, is Dream's play just to push mid,
yeah,
get that close pick, and then push on CT?
Yeah. I think that's, if you watch Guardian play, that's 2.
There's your response.
Was that completely, was that luck or was that, did he peek
That was him straight through the smoke peek.
Yeah, okay.
Happy days.
Okay, so it was a lucky shot then. I was looking at my notes, apologies. But, repeatable. If you watch Guardian play Dust 2, he does the exact same thing. He holds the top of the mid smoke, the left side, because generally the player towards the B ramp will sugar peek it. He then goes out mid doors and he tries to find the kill. That's exactly what he did there. He has a flash for his teammate. Dream didn't have a flash, but you know, concept still applies.
I think the crucial thing and the crux of the situation, though, is the reset isn't going to roll on in. So, I mean, they aren't going to be caught in a pretty kind of uncomfortable spot. Instead, they get to now build their way into things. And, you know, considering it's going to be, what, 8-3 now? Duck doing some damage here and there, but 8-3 nonetheless. It's a bit of a role reversal from saying it could be a 13-2 or anything like that. So actually, hold on a second now, we could be looking at an 8-7. It's very momentum based and it's very swing backwards and forwards, I feel. I don't think it's, you know, something you can be almost put your finger on and say, okay, this is how it's going to go. Of course, you look at the economy of SKUM and it gives you that kind of thought process that they really can't afford to do too much at all. They're still going to this with careful, just going to buy down to almost that 2k marker. But for the most part, more than likely guaranteed a forfeit for enemies. Duck, though, starting off strong.
You say that.
Ryan, what was that? What was the thought process there? That was, yeah, I'm just going to push through for no reason. Muffin going to find himself another with the CZ. Dream, yes, picks off one, but misses the crucial shot there on towards Hawkins. Gives him an opportunity now to bring the fight close and personal. They combine it across fire. Muffin just another. What am I watching, Snuts?
It's like the same spray. He double dinks both of them. That's very strange. So, in the qualifiers, everybody thought Muffin was cheating. His aim was so good, no one had ever heard of him. Manchester, English born and bred, 3.7k hours. That's a lot of hours into the game and to not be known yet. Still though, very strong aim there for him.
How many times is Dream going to land that shot? Absolutely beautiful stuff from him to be able to claim that mythic for the last couple of rounds in a row. Let's see if he can keep it going though. At least is Duck going to find the trade. Young Ryan is going to check the corner. I don't know what I'm watching right now. This is some very different counter
This is some very different. To what we saw in the first two maps, these games are very, very different.
You know what? I think I'm going to describe this as this is pre-made matchmaking.
Excuse me?
This is pre-made matchmaking. It's effectively a 10-man at this point, looking at the plays that I'm seeing. Players hopping around with AWPs, rifles, just pushing at angles without, you know, too much care in the world, not even needing flashes. It feels like a 10-man. Just with a little bit more structure here and there in a couple of the rounds. And the early days seem much better.
That round of the round before, I would agree with you. But I mean, SKUM Gaming, they do show cohesion, team play, and skill. It's just enemies of disbelief, you know. They're a group of friends, and then they're playing with two stand-ins, Ryan and Zio. So, you can't expect a lot from them. The one win they got already, fair enough. They're currently 2-1. But they still have this final map here to play out, and it's looking like it could be 2-2 for them. Their first week record. Question for you: who do you reckon is going to take UKGT?
What, the entire like LAN finals and everything? Or this match, or what are we looking at here?
Easy, mate. We might have a while here to wait.
Okay then. How about I think? Bear with me for a second. Because there are a couple of teams that I think I'd expect to be up there, like the likes of kind of FM. You know, I would have liked to have seen
more from Heinz, yeah. I mean, for me, it's Endpoint or FM. Heinz. I mean, the finals for this is relatively soon, I believe. So Heinz won't have that many weeks of practice or that long to be drilled in.
I've got the standings up now as well, which comes in rather useful.
Oh.
Which name screams to me though is the question. I would say like from bottom to top, I'm well and truly looking at Rasta Gaming being kind of down there. But of course, UFrag will sit below, or URAG as it's spelled on UK CS:GO. That's okay. UFrag will of course be at the bottom because they're going to be defaulting all their games now. Rasta Gaming will then.
They're not playing anything. Is UFrag not playing?
Well, they've folded. There's a complete fold.
Yeah, but they got invited to this tournament. Are they not going to have any roster?
Buys all the way through from what we've heard from production, so that's been clarified. So it is going to be them.
What do they mean by buys all the way through?
It's effectively defaults, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's effectively the same thing. Defaults all the way through. So it'll be UFrag, Rasta. Then we're probably looking at kind of a mixture between, you know, possibly Impulse, maybe.
I reckon Impulse are better than SKUM. Oh,
yeah,
actually,
I don't know.
That's very
I feel like it
close,
literally depends on who comes onto the server in that day and who plays the better CS on that day. I feel like, you know, on a Monday they may beat them. On a Tuesday, who knows?
Who knows? Who else?
In terms of the top two, though, I definitely think that in the top two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to see a little bit from Kaz in there, maybe rivaling for that third place spot.
Oh, we've seen Kaz already get 16 forward in EPS by Heinz. That game meant more than the league stage of this.
For sure, for sure. By the way, though, we are back in the action, and we've all got a bit of a buy for ourselves here, Stars, because
Bit of a
nothing really has
standstill, isn't
happened.
it? Yeah. Quite surprising in UKCS. Generally, the round's already over 20 seconds in.
Dantes as well. Unfortunately, no quick flick with the AWP down mid. Philip, maybe there with the M4 towards A to beat his anchor. Trying to claim the life of Logsy, and does a bit of damage here and there, but just walks dead set into his crosshair for one final time. Logsy exceptionally crisp on the second shot on towards Dark. Looks for a third into CT. Logsy, how are you getting away with this now? It's going to be Dream over towards B, bearing down upon Hawkins. This is going to be
very fast.
9-5. Slow, but steady. The Tortoise pulling on forward, it seems. 9-5 is the scoreline. The economy of SKUM is shattered. Thousands of pieces. 9-6. Oh, should almost be guaranteed.
Oh, good tag there from Dream. Another nice shot for him. Hawkins down to 37 HP, crossing over towards B. 3 players pushing out towards long with the bomb. Oh, this is how it happened last time. This is exactly how it happened last time.
I like this, is all I'm saying. Don't let this happen to you, enemies in Disbelief.
Oh, the dink! Oh my goodness.
Still gets the frag, though. The frag still goes into the court of the terrorists. Should just be able to get this bomb down, and all they have to do is hold. That's all they have. It's such a simple job. They don't even have to worry about saving, Suds. It's literally hold these angles, get those headshots. Barrels plays right into the hands of Logsy when he's feeling keen. NK gonna find himself shot with the Deagle, though. On towards Logsy, straight through inside of that one. Will kill his teammate in the same process, though, and that'll allow enemies in Disbelief to hammer this one home. Zeus in hand. It is going to be 9-6. What a comeback from enemies in Disbelief to bring it back. Gotta be said.
I forgot. FM aren't in UKGT, are they? They didn't play the qualifiers.
Huh. I was even looking at the standings.
Yeah, someone just mentioned it. Yeah. I mean, there's 3 leagues. You're playing Monday EPS. Oh, what's the update? Sorry, I'm talking to production. UFrag are staying together and they shall play through UK gaming tours. You've heard it here first, boys. Yeah. Leaked.
Go back to my point, though. That's why I do kind of still lean towards the likes of Endpoint definitely being up there. I expect to see Endpoint, at the LAN finals almost guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but that's why I think Kaz Esports, you can look towards the likes of Kaz and Barrage and CX to really provide the entertaining factors in this league. And UKGT is going to be a bit of an interesting mock-up to see where FM slot into things, because they might not be competing into it, as you mentioned, but they can kind of see where they slot in others as well. Ryan going to find himself one. Dances, a double kill for him with the USB. Looking for a third now will be Ryan, though, as he taps on forward. Making it work. Ever so crisp, ever so beautiful. That's triple kill for Ryan, a double kill for Dances. 9-7.
What was it? Heck. Oh, there's probably an issue of TeamSpeak or something. Although, yeah, just to clarify as well, UFrag have folded. They are just playing through UKGT tours. This is something to do. So, but yeah, technical pause right now. That pistol, I mean, when you go for the B play like that, generally what happens is, or what, when you watch G2 do that strat, they'll have the smoke out of the B tunnel. They'll flash out and they'll jump through the smoke to eliminate the chance of being headshot initially as they're running towards the site through the tunnel. Because it's very easy to land those headshots when they're just running through a tight chokehold like that.
Yeah, chokehold's always a very valid point. Of course, Dust 2 in a map as well. You have to... You alright?
I thought you said something else then, don't worry.
I was going to say that Dust 2, one of those maps you really have to mention is that, as much as we talked quite a lot about tactics and about how these teams have brought something slightly different to the table for us to watch in terms of CS today, one of the big things about Dust 2 is it is very much aim-based. You really have a big opportunity to take those individual fights. There's 1 versus 1s, there's 2 versus 2s. You see it straight down mid here, Muffin with the Deagle, just literally just standing proud almost up against Dances, who gives him the win with the Angel, as he just can't find it with the Deagle. And that kind of does set the scene almost for Dust 2 in terms of where these players and how kind of the respect they have for these angles. And that's why we are seeing a lot of quick short faces and quick long faces and these just aggressive peaks. Because that's Dust 2. That's exactly what the map is all about.
I mean, generally speaking, you are seeing heavy aggression towards short. Many times, a lot of the T defaults for many of the top teams is flash up short, take control of short with Molotovs. You can molly out the little cubby there, flash tube members up through there. Then you flash through the mid double doors, check close mid, and that's when you can do whatever you want. You can smoke mid to B, go mid to B. You can smoke, still do the mid to B smoke, go up short, smoke, flash over, jump into CT because mid to B is smoked off. You're isolated on a CT. So much you can do from there. Whole bunch of plays you can make. And Dream has a USP and nothing else.
Duck gotta find himself a quick trade. But these rifles should just swing in from long, and it's going to be just a complete Age of Reckoning. Darcy's going to find himself the double kill. Logsy, a double kill for him with the FAMAS. There you have it, 9-9. Come on, looking like it's well and truly going to be hammered home.
Five AKs hit for the T side. All of them marching as well towards the B bomb side. This could be a fast play. This could be a fast B split. Oh, the auto. Is that an auto? What's tagging him? Oh, is this an AK tapping through the door? Okay, I thought there was a lot more damage there. Already out B though.
Yeah, already out B, looking to really play with confidence at this point as they try and catch Ryan off guard. He lands a quick flip with the 8-0. He already starts off strong, but can't find a second, as it is going to be Philip to respond now. Nade over the wall, flash to provide entry. The pathway in the making. Stream and to lead the charge. Phil looking to spray down for a double kill. There to aid him, should I say. Zio now to wrap into tunnels. And NK is going to hold it ever so tightly, giving SKUM their first round to break it back 10-9. It's been a while since we've seen them really at an advantageous point. It's kind of nice to see them at least have something to play with, but their economy has always been shaky. It still remains that way. And Enemies in Disbelief have brought double AWPs to the table.
Yeah, they've just been met by a very fast play, and now they're opting to go for the double AWP setup. So, if SKUM Gaming meet them again with some aggression, oh, the boost up short. There's no one lower tunnel though. But this AWP and this player as well could definitely get caught off guard.
Nancy is just holding the angle, nice and patient. Just net him to pick on towards Hawkins. Really just simple stuff. Logsy and Zio are still holding ever so tightly, just pretty much waiting to see, okay, are SKUM going to face any more? You know, they're going to look to try and force the trade through the smoke. That's not going to happen. Seems to be the case of just, okay, well, let's see if we can probe towards long. Let's see if, you know, the C decide are going to get overzealous. Perhaps they're going to push with this, but I don't think when I look at the players of like Darcy and Co, I don't think they are going to be those sort of guys who will just decide, you know what, we've just got to pick. Oh, let's push through tunnels now. Let's push through long. No, all they're going to do is just hold on their CD side, run down that clock. There's only 50 seconds left, nods. This push almost certainly going to be lining up now.
Yeah, they're in T spawn, so a push lining up is going to be a long time in the making. He's doing Molotov towards B.
It's got to go towards B though, almost certainly. They push very much in towards tunnels
now. They have mollies themselves, so they can smoke out, molly back plat, or just peek it with an AWP, which they shall do. Dreamfalls.
Duck starting off strong. Flash though, going to go straight through those doors. It's going to blind practically every single player on the site now, as they are going to be just lining up almost for a double kill there, just opening the doors for Ryan. Philip to find himself that trade. Muffin aiding him yet again, the dynamic duo. Zio and Dancy's are the last two remaining. They come in from tunnels. Zio there to find one, quickly traded back by Fila yet again. Dancy's lurking around the shadows with this AWP. Tries to fire a shot through the door, doesn't quite land. A flash to go on over by Fila. Clearly toying with the idea of going aggressive. An idea that will lead him right to his very own death.
11-9. We saw this happen last game on Cobblestone. SKUM at 11. Enemies in Disbelief at 9. And somehow they managed to claw it back and win 16-14. Potentially seeing a repeat. Second game in a row. And again though, Enemies in Disbelief, they weren't on a full eco. Well, that may be a major factor.
Couple of flashes expended towards mid Logsy. Maybe they're trying to make the most of it. Yep, snapping right on towards one head, and that's good. It's a good start, but getting the second, that's when it really gets just that little bit better as Duck going to find himself 2. Makes that to 3. Now looking for the 4th, and he's going to land every single shot flawless from him. He tots it all up and walks away happy as ever. 12-9 now is the scoreline. SKUM Gaming looking to really branch forward. And even in Disbelief, now is a good time to start to wake up a little bit if you felt like you were going to contest this map.
Pressure's definitely on right now for Enemies in Disbelief. No orbs this time on a map like Dust 2. That's so important. Oh, look at the rush towards B again. Is it going to happen another time? Oh my goodness.
Seems to be a bit of an age-old saying at this point. The smoke back towards door. Bomb. Trying to put down by Muffin. He's going to plant that one. No response yet from the CT side. They're lining up to go aggressive, though. A nade yet again going to land almost at the feet of Dancy's. Seems to fall just a second short, though, as the morph towards windows to burn away. A resmoke back. And this retake looking to be more and more difficult. And look at the amount of time SKUM are forcing enemies in Disbelief to waste. Already pretty much backing off now for the save. Just the sheer amount of utility that SKUM had on that site. Pretty much won them the round.
Another rush towards B, and another round 1 for SKUM Gaming. Could be... I mean, 3 rifles are going to be saved for the CT side. They've lost 3, now 4 rounds in a row, so they will get 2.9k. So, Dream can drop... Yep, Dream can drop just by 100. Oh, he died. He can't drop. Fatmasses. 3 rifles and 2 Fatmasses is all that they're going to be able to play with here. You could save this and try win from 14-9, but that's still a very, very difficult position to get yourself out of. Will be the... Actually, yeah, the quasi-bite. They go for the safe option.
I think the safe option, actually, as much as it's a risk, it's the one playing for longevity, which, if they go all in right now and lose, we could be well and truly looking at the end of the match. So I kind of am behind this. I think I do like this. I think it fits the team as well. But Duck with his AWP has been absolutely on fire, and he's doing it again. Opens it up with an initial pick. Now he's going to try and hunt down for a second. You can see Dancy's trying to make something work to a shot through the smoke on towards Hawkins. He leaves 1 life there. But is he able to really do too much else? 4v4. At least the equalization has been scored. Waiting to see where this bomb is going to head towards, because B-side has been very, very faithful for SKUM. They've been able to win practically every single time they've got on there.
Every time.
To be very, very weak. And if I'm looking towards bad, or Zio in this case, sorry, and saying, you know what? Fitting to the name almost, that B-side hold has been bad. What is he going to do to fix that?
Rotation from B ramp going towards the B doors. Good timing to give up mid. Going for the 2-0-2 setup. That's what you want to do when you are the man down on the CT side. What is that? Did they not give the information he gave up mid?
Seems the calls have not quite gone out, and from there, well, I don't know what is going on. Zio is going to find himself a double kill though, which is a big impact for a B-site hold, meaning that Phil has his work cut out for him now in tunnels. Has to go and reach back for that bomb, and from there, 20 seconds to play for a site. Clearly no idea for enemies in Disbelief where the bomb is, which is perfect for Phil. But he still has to win this 1v1 up against Zio. Just peeking into upper tunnels now. Can't afford to waste his time. Has to take the fight. And Zio is going to land a stray headshot.
But we could have shut
him down.
Thinking back to the last map. Do you remember how hard SKUM Gaming threw that 1 vs 3 pistol? And for them to lose 16-14. Imagine again if these thrown rounds could potentially leave them at loss at 16-14 again. I mean, you have the 2-man advantage there. Found 2 frags towards mid and B. And then somehow Zio's able to get 2 frags and no trade towards B tunnel. Very, very, very questionable plays here from both teams.
Indeed. CD side, of course, look to try and claw their way into this. 13-10. Only 3 rounds difference now, so that's not kind of the be all end of life. That's something that always can be fought back. Every single round counts. 3 is the difference for SKUM to win, and 3 is the difference for the comeback to happen for enemies, just to get that equalization point again, that ever so coveted scoreline. Changes here and there. I like the fact that actually Zio swapped over towards A, and they've kind of changed up this B-site hole, just trying to kind of rotate in a bit of fresh blood, see if that can help make a difference, make this B-site just that little bit less vulnerable.
It worked.
And it's doing the job, so I do like that. I think that's nice and smart adaptation. And that's not knocking on individual players, that's just kind of going, okay, you know what, I can't hold this, or I need more support to hold this. Perhaps if we give 2 teammates and put them there instead, and I play here, that is better off. And it's a smart play for anyone who's in Disbelief all in all. There's a Molotov to go back down towards mid, and they're looking to really run down this clock, though. That's their last Molotov. It's pretty much the last part of their utility, aside from a couple of flashes. They still get to push.
This is going to get very risky right now. There cannot be any mistakes for SKUM Gaming, because one setback will be the loss of the round. 25 seconds. They're pushing through mid with the bomb. 3 players. Zio's blind, but the edge of the smoke gets 1. He needs to be traded against the headshot. Eventually gets traded though, and the entry towards B again. 14 seconds. Dream. I don't think he's got a shot actually. If he just played the time, he wins. What?
Bomb's gonna get planted. He is gonna lose his life off the back of that still. But it's a bomb plant. Like, that's actually value for the economy of SKUM. That's actually really huge for them.
Yeah, Dream there. He didn't get spotted out by the first player. Could have waited a little bit. That's a bit nitpicky. At the end of the day, he played well, won the round. But 11 seconds left. You definitely have time to peek Dream there at car. And definitely, that's quite an easy angle. If you're window and you know the player's car, that's quite an easy swing, like to pre-aim. So, I don't know how I feel about that one. Then again, he would have been in the 1 versus 2, so that would have been very difficult at low HP anyway. Still, 13-11, SKUM 2 rounds in the lead. Another buy, Tech9, SMG on NK, and then money is low. They need to win this one. They've lost 2 in a row.
Diving through the flames there, looking to just not even care about the damage, more just pry their way on the site as quick as anything. As Hawkins with the Tech9 is going to find one, but off that to kind of delayed aggression, they even see the rotate start to take place. They decide, actually, you know what, let's just hold things back for a second. Let's slow this down. And I like that. I think that plays into the hands almost of their lineup. I'm stuck with the AWP. They find the shot right on towards Ryan. Picks a plenty as now they can go back on towards short. Now they know that at A site is just that little bit weaker. And Hawkins, he's ready to dive in towards CT. That's pretty much his job at this point, right? Dive down, catch off dances, and if he can drop the AWP, I feel for the CTs because I do not want to be them when they're dealing with this push. The flash on towards the B site still needs to take place. It is going to be a quick one coming in. Dream to find the first, make that a second, spraying even for the third at this point. Muffin is there to at least seal it out and stop minimal impact. Dancy's there with the AWP, has not fallen. Hawkins though comes in from behind, but it's all but too late now. Zeo versus Hawkins. The bomb dropped on the site. But look at Zeo. He's running in towards lower tunnels. Does he actually know what's going on?
Markle here, but eventually Hawkins is going to understand what the hell is going on. Once he spots there's no one tunnel, he's going to anticipate the play towards mid. Oh, he's not going to peek, is he? Has he got an idea about what's going on? This flash could be good. Flash through the door, it's going to catch Zeo. Oxy doesn't know.
Hawkins doesn't want to go aggressive for either. He's just holding the angles, looking for shots, whips out the Tech9, lands the first shot, lands a second, misses a couple more off the back of that, but eventually he is able to close him down, shut down the distance, use the Tech9 AWP. Tool not quite needed as 14-11 is going to be the scoreline. Look at the economy of enemies in Disbelief. It is complete disarray almost. You've got an AWP on Dancy's, but then $2,000 here and there. They're back to a point of, okay, shaky pistols. DZ on Ryan. On just at 5-7. They do still have the 2 rifles in play. Dancy's starting off strong though. He picks apart NK's life vultures in the making. Look to snap down on their opposition and at least make this one seem just a little bit more competitive now. SKUM just 2 away from ending tonight's matches.
So 1 minute 30 on the clock. They have plenty of time to work with. Decide where they eventually want to hit. And again, by the fact these players are going low tunnel, the bomb is above top mid. And like potentially play up short. They have nades and an AWP. You can smoke off long, smoke the top of short, boost your AWP over it, peek towards the A site, but look at the crunch from the CTs. Oh, now they've gone back. Cool.
I was looking at it, I was like, I'm trying to identify this crunch.
As a caster, you try and set things up, right? You try and set things up for the hype. And now Hawkins is going to right click and left click. Right. No? Is that CT player not going to face? I'm trying. Honestly, I'm trying. Okay.
I feel like these last 2 maps have been a bit of a struggle, really, haven't they?
I'm really, yeah.
Bit up and down.
I thought they were going to push long. It's such a good play, but instead they get a bit cold feet there. And it is a Disbelief. If they let 1 round slip, they will eventually be at match point, up against match point. Don't want to make the play. They're a bit scared to. Now they push through long. Good call here.
They've left a gap though. Dancy's going to take more than happy advantage of this one. Finds us a 1. Looks for a second though. Phil is going to be there to punish him with the rifle. Hawkins returning it on towards Logs as well. A bit of a
Logs.
Pushing through the smoke though. It's going to be Dream. Well, he will be put to sleep at this point. It is going to be just Ryan left to clutch a 1 versus 1. Phil pretty damn on point, it has to be said. Ryan there with the AWP there just to hold the angle, waiting to see if the overface is going to come in. Whips out the CZ, tries to go aggressive, and he's going to go for the parkour route here. He's just going to jump it down, make it happen. There you have it. Now looks to get on the bomb, Ryan. Just there we go. But it is going to be an amazing Disbelief picking up another round.
Yeah. 14-12 now. Money on the side of Scum Gaming is... Oh, wow. I was about to say is still strong, but... They're going to have to go for a quasi-buy here. Buy to the next one. We're going to be seeing 14-13 unless something crazy happens. They could go fast towards B. It's been working. The smoke there. Smoke the, initial part of B. Flash, jump through the smoke. Try and surprise the players towards B. But Zia there, the Mag 7. This could end very, very badly for Scum Gaming if they do opt to go towards B.
Need to go down towards short, but it's all but useless. The bloodbath is going to be B, and look at the CT side. Complete annihilation. SKUM just blown off in the wind and said, you know what, why did you even bother trying? Just let it happen on these pistols. The buy rounds is the only time you can actually put up a real fight, and well, let's see if that's got any truth to it, as the AWP is, of course, going to fall back into the arms of Duck. He's going to be standing there ever so gracefully, looking to find himself that mid pick, and then from there try and pull even further forward as the smoke to go down. Does go for the shot until a little too late. That doesn't get him a tag at all, or if anything, going to probe in towards lower tunnels, and aggression seems to be the aim of the game for enemies in Disbelief. Well, seemingly, they're toying with the idea of just pushing through tunnels for a second there.
No play again. Orp on Dance is finally in the proper position towards car. In peak towards mid. This is, the general CT setup. One player long, one player CT, one player car with the Orp. 2 towards B. Problem with this setup though is a smoke towards mid B, a flash into mid, and a good B split could definitely end the game here for enemies of Disbelief if Scum Gaming want to opt for that. Instead though, big drive face into Dance's Orb. This could be 14-14. That's where the pressure's on, and we saw what happened last time at 14-14. Enemies of Disbelief, they didn't crumble under the pressure, they leaned into it. Took that round. So, 4 players up short. Muffin now towards long. He can throw a flash over and get some attention away, and already Dances is dead.
Dances is dead. Dream is dead. They are all but dead. Logsy's
Dream is dead.
One man with the Dream to try and kind of hold it back is over towards long. But little does he know, he's the next man with an axe hanging over his head. It splits his skull right in half. Leaving just Zio and Ryan to kind of go, okay, hold on a second. Where did my team just go? What's going on right now? They've pretty much wrecked. There's nothing they can do. They might as well just save.
Yeah, at this point, it's 13. You still have... Look at the money, right? 2.2k, 2,000. You're going to get 1.4k there on Logsy, so he won't have enough to buy full up. You need to have the save here. Save the rifle from Ryan. Can Ryan still drop a gun? Yeah, so he can drop this one, buy himself a rifle. As long as it's safe here, they can still fight for OT. 15-13, 2 rounds separating these two teams. Scum Gaming at match point, though. I mean, Dance is there with the AWP, not connecting the shot, and instead dying straight away. That was literally the A-site given up, and the round over, and potentially the comeback forfeited. They can't seal the deal here in this one, and we could be seeing the first overtime. Well, I say overtime, they don't exist here. The first draw of the night.
Very interesting to see how this is going to go. Of course, it is going to be activist.
Nice.
Lead the charge Dream, landing all those shots. Good start. The Rifles almost certainly hungry to trade this one back as they go aggressive towards long as smoke to go down. Have they made a blunder with this cross smoke? The answer is no. It's completely going to be covered. But then let's take advantage that they punish Dream on towards short. And AWP completely dropped out of the round now. And they do it though. Of course, Dancy's has got one as well. Trying to make it work from CT. Just tapping on through. Will be Logsy with the pistol. Unable to land these shots either. I mean, Scum Gaming now very much set up to take this. The shotgun Azia will try and go aggressive. They should really go for a boost here. It feels like that would almost be common sense. But instead they're kind of toying with just jumping around. That bomb's going to keep on ticking. You're running out of time. You need to go for this. I feel like at this point he's heard it all. He's one step ahead. The noise, a dead giveaway. There's another flash to go on off Ryan. He's going to find himself at least one trade. That's the bare minimum. Duck is holding the ankle, and Snods, I can't see this happening anymore. I think it's all but done.
And potentially Dust 2 did. But that didn't really make sense, did it? Anyway, Duck in the 1 versus 2. Will fall. Sorry. Well, he will fall, but Dances falls as well. 16-13. Game is done and dusted. That's what I was going for there, but... One player side. It's going to be 1-1 in terms of maps. Scum Gaming are 2-2 in the league, and so are Enemies of Disbelief. So in terms of the leagues, or the league standings, it doesn't really change too much. Scum, straight off the bat, they're playing well. They're playing far better than expected. The problem is, though, versus, versus CX, brand new lineup, they're going to get better with time. And then, you know, the team they're playing here, Enemies of Disbelief, they're a mix, playing as a, they're a mix in a mix, right? They haven't got their full lineup. So, I reckon this could have been 2-0 if they did have their full lineup here. And regardless, though, strong game here from SKUM.
Yeah, all in all, very strong performance. Looking forward to seeing how it's going to go. But without further ado, Snods, that is us done for a night. It's been a pretty awesome night. The first 2 matches were very great fun to cast. The second 2, they were a bit rough around the edges. I think that's got to be said. But nonetheless, it's still always a joy. But I think it's time for us to say goodbye.
See you soon.